Okay, so for the LEDs, I generally go with the EDGELEC LEDs. They're pre-wired, they're 12 volts. They come in a variety of colors. They go white, red, yellow, blue, green, ultraviolet, which is supposed to be purple, never looks like it's supposed to. Orange, this chewy old, kind of like a crusty off-white. I think they call it warm white, but it just looks like old vehicle white, which is why I like to buy them. And this is not an EDGELEC, they're pink LEDs. I don't remember the name of the brand. They do come in a variety of sizes, the little tiny ones, the 5mm that everyone uses, and dear God, why the hell did I buy them? They're too big for any application. So those are the LEDs that I like to use. I would strongly advise having a battery. Pre-testing your lights before you do the installation, because once you get it on the vehicle, if the light doesn't work, then you're going to have to basically heat up the glue, remove it, and redo. So go ahead and take that extra step and test out your lights. Shortcuts rarely are. For the glue, I use black glue sticks that I get from gluesticksdirect.com, and I like to use a standard short bonder high heat, high temp glue gun. So those are the tools that I'm using today. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of lights started here. Now all these it's kind of like when you're welding, it's just a tack weld to hold them in place and make sure I'm happy with the placement. You want to do that first, make sure that the lights are where you want them. There's a few things on here that I'm very careful to make sure that I have the light in the appropriate location, and that's towards the center. And I'd really like you to focus in on this. So what you're looking at here is when you see the light, you see how it's sitting right near the rail, but it's not all the way down to the bottom. The reason for that is that I'm going to do a lot of scraping. Now you can see that I got my scrape rail down here, and it's going to end up catching a lot. But if I have this light right here too close to the edge, what's going to end up happening is the rock's going to come up here, it's going to hit that LED, and it's going to break it. So what I like to do is move it down away from that edge, and there should be enough space and clearance here. I put that additional scrape band down here at the bottom, so I'm not too worried about a rock flying up and hitting it at this point. Now again, this is kind of like a tack weld. It's only being held on by a slight dab of glue. This frame is super slick. That will actually come off. Once I get the wire carefully bent over and against the frame rail, the glue that I'm going to use to hold back all the wires is actually going to serve a couple of functions. It's going to take off all of that nasty hair looking stuff from everywhere. It's going to make the lines look really clean, but more importantly, it's actually going to give a place for the wires to be secured to. This little dab of glue, and even if I covered this thing, is not going to stick to this railing very well. It's a nice, slick, powder-coated surface. Can I sand it? Yes. Do I want to? No. I don't really need tooth on this to hold on to the glue because I'm going to have everything bent over. I don't like sanding frame rails because in the past I've sanded it and that promotes rust. And I like the powder coat finish. It keeps everything clean. I like to run in water, so I don't like to do that. So all I'll do is I'll just use the glue to hold everything in place. And what I'll do next is once I have everything in place and tacked in, I will give you a quick view of what it looks like, and then I'll actually start doing the cleaning up the wires, soldering the connections, and explaining to you how that works. Stay tuned.